In today's show, we're going to talk about your expectations versus your current conditioning. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boardman. And if you are coming through, please do let me know down below. Please let me know if this resonates. And please let me know if you're enjoying the show, if there's anything you want me to discuss or talk about. Oh my God, it's Friday. I am so pleased it's Friday. I finished a 28-day program and I finished on Sunday. And I'm on a very strict nutritional plan and it's driving me mad. I can't even have my gin tonight. What the fuck's that about? So listen, I believe that a lot of people that aren't happy with their lives want to change. And we're coming up to a period where we get everybody emotionally getting caught up in, if you like, the reflection of life. When we go into New Year's Eve, New Year, you get a lot of people spouting off, it's going to be a new year, new me, all of that kind of fucking impulse bullshit that goes on. And it's all with good intention. Everybody wants to change, right? Everybody wants a better life. And everyone starts off well, right? They do the first week, and the first week becomes great. And then God, real life starts kicking in. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Real life starts kicking in. Sit down. And what ends up happening is that you start to fade away and you fade off, right? You come off the ball. All of those promises that you made yourself, they kind of diminish, and you kind of forget what you said and the promises that you made. And one of the biggest frustrations, I think, for many of those men is the inability to be consistent with their journey, trying to be consistent with their health, trying to be consistent with the work-life balance, trying to be consistent in terms of finding time for themselves and prioritizing themselves and developing personally and trying to keep it going. And it's really difficult. Sit down now. Through the chaos of life. But one of the other things that I feel happens is that we misplace the level of conditioning at where we are right now versus the expectations we expect of ourselves. So I always use this analogy, and if you do martial arts or some sort, it's a great way of looking at it. So I'm a jiu-jitsu practitioner. I love jiu-jitsu. But when I first went into jiu-jitsu, if anyone's done jiu-jitsu, you get thrown around like a rag doll for the first year. Everybody is like much better than you. And once you've done a couple of weeks, and maybe you've had a good roll with someone at the same level, the level of your expectation goes through the roof. You expect that you're going to be able to keep up and you're going to cope and you're going to learn. And then what ends up happening is you get choked out. You have one good session with someone at the same level of you, then you come in and you're rolling with someone of 6 to 8 years more experience than you. And that kind of knocks you. It knocks your confidence. There's a deficit in terms of your self-esteem and your self-confidence, your self-esteem, the way that you roll, your own abilities. And you then start looking at yourself and start beating yourself up. And so you start going, oh my fucking God, I'm shit. You know, what's the point? Fuck it, I'm not going to do it anymore. And then you quit because it got hard, because it got difficult. But what really happened is that the level of your expectation you didn't meet. So you think you should be up here, when really your conditioning only allows you to be able to perform here. And there's this deficit between expectation here and conditioning here. This here creates the fuck it moment, creates the low self-esteem moment, creates a what's the point, I just don't have time for a moment. When really when we want to change, and when it comes to New Year's, and when it comes to that Monday, or it comes to something that's happening in your life and you kind of turn around and go, I'm going to fucking change. We don't bring our expectations down of ourselves to meet the level of conditioning that we're at. So we end up failing. Now, the strategy in terms of wanting to change and continually wanting to push and strive and grow and learn is to drop the ego and allow yourself to be or have the expectations for the level of conditioning mentally, emotionally and physically where you are today. So if you haven't been doing anything for a while, if you haven't focused on yourself, if you haven't run for years, if you haven't got up and done morning routines, if you haven't started structure, your level of expectation shouldn't be up here like I'm going to change my life, I'm going to gain control of my mornings, yada, yada, yada. I'm just going to bring it down. I'm going to focus on the 1% rule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up 15 minutes earlier for this first week. Then the second week, I'm going to get up 30 minutes earlier. Okay, I'm not going to jam pack my morning routine. I'm just going to add a couple of things that are going to really benefit me. So when I get up 15 minutes early, I'm going to do some meditation and I'm going to do some stretching. Great. The second week, I'm going to do the meditation. I'm going to do the activity, and I'm going to do a gratitude journal. Great. The following week, we're going to get up 45 minutes early, and this time I'm going to have meditation. I'm going to do an actual workout. I'm going to do some gratitude journaling, and I'm going to check my diary for the day for some clarity. So instead of trying to go straight in and trying to achieve everything and it not happening because you're not at that level and becoming disheartened, bring the expectations down to where you are and think about this as the long-term fucking journey. Stop looking for the fucking quick fix that everybody is looking for. Everyone's impatient. You didn't suddenly become unhealthy. You didn't suddenly lose all your structure and routine. You didn't suddenly put on weight. Your relationship didn't overnight suddenly become bad. So for you to be able to expect for you to change overnight is fucking ridiculous. It takes a whole year of consistent work. This is the work that we do in the mastermind with my guys. For the guys that do the 28-day, they're the fundamentals. Then for the following year, that's where the fucking work's put in. Because you build resilience, you build self-awareness, you build understanding, you build the level of your conditioning for you to raise your expectations. It's time to change the strategy in the way that you think of change. This is not a fucking quick fix. This is going to take a long time. You're going to have to drop your ego. You're going to have to accept where you are. And you're going to have to manage your expectations versus your conditioning. And I truly believe this is one of the biggest factors to men not being consistent with their change, not fully committing to their change, because they had the fuck it moment. Because you get disheartened. The only way that you're going to change is by being honest with yourself. Is by being honest with yourself. Saying fucking hell, this is going to take the next year. I'm going to fucking small steps. I'm going to build confidence. I'm going to build momentum. I'm going to build flow. There's going to be failures along the way. I want you to fucking fail more. I want you to fail more, but fail at micro level rather than huge level, macro level. When you're failing at micro level, it's okay. I'm still learning. Fucking hell. For me to be where I want to be, and it's just continuing milestones. Keep reaching them, keep grinding, keep showing up, keep resilient. Keep the cloud at bay. That's how we go, that's how we work every single time. I don't allow my expectations to run away with me. They want to sometimes, but that's why we do reviews, because we check in. Sit down, good boy. Right, guys, that's me. I hope you have an incredible weekend. I'm really looking forward to already coming back on Monday, ready to go, firing up before the end of the year. Let me know what you think of this. I'd love to know what you thought. And I hope you have a safe and great weekend.